Have you ever felt like you had all the time in the world? Like the sunny days would last forever, and the storm clouds on the horizon were just a distant worry for another day? If so, then you need to hear the story of Leela, the little sparrow who slept through the storm, and how it completely changed her life. In a peaceful, sun-drenched meadow lived a young sparrow named Leela. Her days were filled with song, dreams, and long, lazy naps under the warm sunlight. She was the very picture of carefree joy. While all the other birds in the meadow were busy, always bustling about, gathering twigs, meticulously building their nests and storing food for the days ahead, Leela would just watch them with a playful laugh. "Why worry so much about tomorrow?" she'd chirp, "when today is so incredibly beautiful." To her, the present moment was all that mattered, a perfect, endless summer. Every morning, without fail, an elder bird, wise from years of watching the seasons turn, would offer a gentle warning. He'd see Leela basking in the sun and say, "Prepare before the storm comes. Little one, summer never lasts forever." His voice was kind but carried the weight of experience. But Leela, lost in her blissful present, would just nod lazily, thinking, "Oh, there's always time later." The sky was always a brilliant, cloudless blue above her meadow. In her young mind, a real storm, the kind the elder spoke of, was just a story. Something that happened in far-off lands, not in her perfect world. She simply couldn't imagine her sunny days ever coming to an end. Then, one evening, everything changed. The familiar, gentle breeze turned into a restless wind. The brilliant blue sky vanished, replaced by a blanket of dark, ominous clouds that rolled in and swallowed the horizon. The air grew heavy and cold. Suddenly, a fierce wind began to howl, bending the tall grasses and shaking the mighty trees. A brilliant flash of lightning tore the sky open, followed by a deafening clap of thunder that echoed through the valley. And then the rain came, not a gentle shower, but a relentless, crashing downpour. The peaceful meadow was thrown into chaos. Mighty trees that had stood for generations groaned and snapped under the wind's fury. Nests, once so carefully built, were ripped from their branches and sent tumbling to the ground. The air was filled with the frantic chirps of birds scrambling to protect their young. From the raging elements, it was a scene of pure survival. But Leela had no nest. She had no shelter. She had nowhere to hide. She flew desperately from branch to branch, her tiny wings battling the gale-force winds. But every nook, every cranny, every possible shelter was already taken by those who had prepared. Cold, soaked to the bone and trembling with fear and exhaustion, she finally found a small space under a cold, hard rock. Huddled there, shivering and alone, she finally understood. Tears streamed down her face, mixing with the rain, as she cried out, "I thought I had time. I really thought I had time. Why didn't I listen?" The elder bird's words echoed in her mind, a painful reminder of her own complacency. In that moment of utter despair, the beautiful, sunny today she had cherished so much felt like a cruel joke. When the storm finally passed, an eerie silence fell over the meadow. The sun rose on a scene of devastation. Leela crawled out from under the rock and looked around. The world she knew was gone. There were fallen branches everywhere, broken nests scattered like fallen leaves, and a profound sense of loss hung in the air. But then she saw it. High in a sturdy oak, the elder bird's nest stood strong, a testament to the care and patience with which it had been built. It had weathered the storm. A new feeling began to stir within Leela, something stronger than her fear and regret. It was courage. With a determined chirp, she took flight, not to find a place to rest, but to help. She flew to the families whose homes had been destroyed and started to rebuild alongside them. The days that followed were unlike any Leela had ever known. For the very first time in her life, she worked from sunrise to sunset. She carried twigs, much heavier than she ever imagined. She learned to weave them together, creating strong, secure nests. She helped feed the young chicks whose parents were lost in the storm. The other birds saw the profound change in her. They saw the tireless effort, the newfound determination in her eyes. They said nothing. They simply worked alongside her, their shared purpose creating a silent, powerful bond. Leela was learning a crucial lesson. True strength wasn't in her wings, but in her will. It was in her commitment to her community, in her responsibility to others. Months passed. The meadow slowly healed, and so did its inhabitants. Then, one day, the sky began to darken again. Another storm was coming. But this time, the atmosphere in the meadow was different. There was no panic, only focused preparation. And this time, Leela was ready. She wasn't the carefree bird who laughed at warnings anymore. She was a leader. She helped gather extra food, guided younger birds to safe shelters, and remained calm and reassuring as the thunder rumbled. When the storm hit, she was a pillar of strength for her community. The next morning, when the sun broke through the clouds, a joyous sound filled the air. All the birds cheered. Their homes were safe. Their families were secure. They had faced the storm together and won. The elder bird flew over to Leela, a warm, proud smile on his face. "You once slept through the storm, little one," he said softly, "but today you protected others from it." Leela looked up at the bright, clear sky, a deep sense of peace settling in her heart. She whispered, more to herself than to anyone else, "I used to fear storms. Now, I thank them, because they woke me up." You see, sometimes the storms in our own lives aren't there to destroy us. They're there to wake us up. They reveal our vulnerabilities, yes, but they also reveal our hidden strengths. Responsibility isn't a burden to be avoided. It's the very proof that we have grown, that we are capable of more than we think. So the next time life shakes you, the next time the winds of change start to howl, don't hide. Don't wish for the storm to pass. Rise to meet it, because storms don't come to break the strong. They come to build them. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more stories that awaken your inner strength. We'll see you in the next one.